Tiffany Henyard has been off the radar for about a week, but she's in serious trouble. People like Ben Bradley, who's a reporter for WGN News, is on her behind. And he's been writing stories about her, making sure that this story goes national and international. She also has the feds investigating her. But Ben Bradley has been on the case, and he's been in every township meeting. He's been in all of the trustees meeting for Dalton, and he's been really putting the stories out there like that. And, you know, he's talked to her. He's basically put the microphone in front of her face many times and talked to her about the funds that's missing, that's not being allocated in the right places, bills that's not being paid, right? She's also in trouble with the township, where she presides over the township, where you have people that are not black, that are from other ethnic groups that are very upset with her. That because, see, in Dalton, that's a poor city, but in the township, all those townships are not poor cities. These are people who are affluent with money, and they're disgruntled with her because they have a lot of unanswered questions as well. And they're coming after Tiffany Henyard, and they're using all of their resources to make this a national, international story to bring this woman down. But Mr. Bradley, he's really been reporting on this for a long time. Check this out.
One story has grabbed attention like few others. Actually, I think it was one uncomfortable interview that got things started. You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
Meet Tiffany Henyard. She's the mayor of a small suburb about a half-hour south of Chicago. She actually has two jobs. She's also the supervisor of the largest township in Illinois. It's the reason behind her self-appointed title.
Hey guys, it's your favorite super mayor.
Get it? She's the supervisor and the mayor, super mayor. She makes good money from those two positions, and oddly, she denied the amount to us.
You make almost $300,000 between your two elected positions.
I do not. I don't know where you got that number from.
We got it from her own village and township records.
Anyway, this is the backstory of how one of our most talked about investigations came to be. When our investigative producer, Andrew Schrader, first came to me and said, "You're not going to believe the credit card charges these officials in Dalton and Thornton Township are racking up," I was instantly intrigued. You see, I grew up a few towns from Dalton, so I've witnessed firsthand the struggles some south suburbs have endured over the years. Dalton is a working class community where the average person makes just $24,000 per year. But that didn't slow Mayor Henyard and her team's spending.
We need receipts to understand what's going on.
It was that first story that led to that infamous interview.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Let's stop right there, because as a reporter, I know there are a million ways a politician could have answered that question.
Because remember, I got the tea with the receipts. Matter of fact, if you want the tea, get it from me.
Rather than responding to questions from reporters, Henyard makes videos pouncing on her opponents.
Larry the liar, stop it. You caught, poof, be gone, you caught.
And promising answers, but never quite explaining her spending, leadership style, and transparency. And that's evidence of the role personality plays in this story.
You the ones that's costing the village money.
Okay. I don't have that call.
All right.
Okay.
What was she supposed to do? You wanted her to expound? Don't drag out the meeting.
I made a motion.
You see, Tiffany Henyard does not like to be challenged. She demonstrates this at almost every village board meeting when opposition trustees ask her for more information about village vendors and bills before they'll agree to sign off.
But I shouldn't have to sit up here and break all this down.
That meeting was a mess. It led our photographer to snap this image of me with my head in my hands in disbelief.
This guy's so bad, you have reporters in there with their hands on their head. But these reporters are doing investigations, and they're listening to what's being said, and they're following the records, and they're finding out that these bills wasn't being paid. The chief got on there and lied and said that they paid a bill, and then when they went and did behind him and did the records, they found out that he didn't pay it, and they ended up paying it late because they was about to take the cop cars. One guy who has a business, he put the coating on the skating thing. They didn't get paid. The trustees, her and the trustees have been at war with each other for some time. I mean, and it's crazy. But check this out.
Type of story would be one and done. But the tips flowed in, and any reporter worth his press pass would have pursued them. Residents and business owners accused Mayor Henyard of targeting her political opponents.
They destroyed my trucking company. They shut my store down.
Whenever we go over to the village, we don't get a response.
Dysfunction in Dalton means bills don't get paid, and interest adds up, leaving taxpayers on the hook. With interest, the bill has now grown to more than $427,000.
A bank threatened to repossess more than a dozen village vehicles, including police cars. When a trustee asked the deputy chief, a Henyard supporter, about it, he denied it.
There are no Dalton vehicles being repossessed. I know exactly who you're talking to. And guess what? It's been taken care of.
Then, a few days later, the bank sent a letter to Dalton officials. Yup, the village was $76K in default. Lo and behold, after our stories aired, the village sent a check and the bank backed down.
Hey guys, it's me! Yes, me! Superman!
Even Henyard's pet projects run into payment problems. The guy who put the coating on the village's skating rink told me he didn't get paid for months, forcing him to lay off staff. The mayor blames trustees for not paying the bills. They blame her for blowing the budget and not being transparent.
We are doing what is legal, what is right by the community, and we will continue to fight for you guys.
So with all this investigation with the feds, TV reporters, everything, the battles with the trustees, especially Kiana Belcher, and just so much more, to the point where it's spilled out of the small town all the way across America to a point where I'm in Philadelphia talking about this. Now they go and get the embattled former mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, to come in and investigate. Now, Lori Lightfoot may have been a terrible mayor of Chicago, but she's known as a great prosecutor. And so the trustees of Dalton reached out to Lori Lightfoot to come in now and investigate her. So this is what happened.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that incredibly warm and welcome reception. Let me first acknowledge and thank the many residents of this fine village who have extended themselves and given me strong words of encouragement. I can tell from this turnout, there's got to be close to 200 people here, that people in this village want something different, want to go in a different direction. And I want to assure you that it's for you that I am here. And I will do my utmost, if this motion is passed, to make sure that I serve you with integrity. I also want to acknowledge and thank the trustees who are here. And thank you for your confidence in me to conduct a thorough and timely and independent investigation into the matters outlined in the motion regarding Mayor Tiffany Henyard and her administration. As someone who's made good governance the cornerstone of my public service career, I recognize maintaining the trust of those you serve and making decisions in their best interest is absolutely essential. The residents of Dalton deserve nothing less than a government that is fully accountable, responsive, transparent, and effective stewards of your precious tax dollars. As a lawyer and former federal prosecutor and mayor, I bring expertise in leading investigations of this kind and understand the complex challenges of governing. I commit to you that I will follow the facts where they lead, without bias, and reserve comments from this night forward until the work is complete. At the conclusion of this investigation, I will provide an assessment of the findings and the recommendations, and I welcome and urge the full cooperation by Mayor Henyard, her staff, all village trustees, vendors, and others who have information relevant to this inquiry. Thank you very much.
But Ben Bradley and the WGN News is going after Tiffany Henyard and her name on that CARES Foundation. And a couple of trustee members and people that actually work for her, whose name is on this this so-called foundation that wasn't registered right. She's in a lot of trouble, right? Because you don't just have Lori Lightfoot. You have the feds. You have the WGN News. Man, listen, check this out.
Money. Let's get back to travel by Henyard and her political allies. A couple of months after our first story aired, we got a new batch of credit card bills, this time from the township.
Records show township officials spent more than $67,000 on trips to Portland, Austin, Atlanta, and New York City. Many of the flights were first class. So were the accommodations. In Atlanta, they stayed at the Four Seasons, costing taxpayers more than $9,000.
I'm afraid this story doesn't end there. You see, Tiffany Henyard's name is also on a cancer charity.
I want people to know that I'm caring.
Tiffany Henyard told me in November she cares. Apparently so much so, it's also the name of her charity.
Check it out.
The Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation posts videos highlighting walks and other events that prominently feature the politician proudly promoting her cancer charity.
I just want people to know that, hey, Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation is here. We will help anybody in need.
There's just one problem. We found Tiffany Henyard's CARES Foundation didn't file the proper paperwork with the Illinois Attorney General. So there's no way to tell how it collects or spends money, which, by the way, largely came from taxpayers.
Y'all are black, and y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself.
When she ignored our questions and then several deadlines from the AG, Henyard made a surprising about-face. She traveled to Washington for an interview with Roland Martin.
All I can tell you is that I'm not the one on anything. That's the only thing I can tell you right now. So I'm just trying to answer to the...
So you're saying there's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you?
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so you're not aware of any of the work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
But her name is literally the name of the foundation. Tiffany Henyard Cares. She attended events. Her photos are everywhere. Money and manpower from the governments she controls provided most of the money for the foundation. And did we mention her top advisor in both the village and the township actually was registered as the top agent for the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation? And on the board are other people who worked for Henyard. The wild thing is, I've actually wanted to walk away from this story several times. That's because the area that Tiffany Henyard serves is a relatively small portion of the Chicago region we cover. There are definitely bigger stories for us to investigate, and we continue to report on those. But as tips come in and continue to prove true, they point to conduct that shortchanges residents.
These are easily verifiable lies. That's unacceptable. That immediate attention didn't get kicked up until the lies came out on WGN.
So we'll stay on it, and I hope you continue to turn to WGN and WGN Investigates for updates.
So as you can see in this video from Ben Bradley, she's been questioned about the trip to Vegas. She's been questioned about the Tahoe. She's been questioned about a whole litany of things, right? And when she came under fire, her and her arrogance, she showed that she didn't care. She started a whole podcast and said that she got the tea. And she started to basically disrespect and try to show up residents of the city that was disgruntled with her, that was complaining about her. I showed in videos where she put out a little boy doing her Easter egg thing because she didn't, the boy's mother and her didn't agree politically. There's a lot of things. There's a woman that was alleging that her house was popped up. Her home was popped up, and she was alleging that Tiffany Henyard had something to do with it. I don't know about that. That's alleged. There's the situation that happened in Las Vegas. Y'all remember the woman that was an employee of Dalton that she was locked out of her office. The elder. She locked her out of her office, and the news, WGN, was right there to report it. There was important documents set outside the office, outside with people's social security numbers on it. She walking around with billboards calling herself the super mayor. She went on to different talk shows and different shows to she went on Roland Martin, and Roland Martin even exposed her, showed her lies. So to me, I don't know how she's still in office, but there may be a reason why they're still allowing her to be in office. They're still doing a thorough investigation, because I know once the feds come in, and now you bringing Lori Lightfoot and them in, she's in trouble. That's why she's went kind of underground and got quiet, because they're trying to get everything together to save their behind. But I think it's too late. The walls is closing in on her. She hasn't been showing up to township meetings. The last trustee meeting that they had, it was real quiet. It was done right. Because we saw the one we saw where she did show up, chaos ensued. It was crazy, and residents was very upset. She tried to make it seem like the residents wasn't disgruntled with her, but the residents are very upset. When she had their vote for the tax, she lost. 60% of the township said no, turned her down and told her no. So, you know, there's more of this go on, because I'm hearing that there's more stuff going down that I'm looking into now. But I wanted to report on this with Ben Bradley was showing his findings since he's been investigating this, because he said that normally this is just a short story. There's a lot of things going on in Chicago and other bigger townships, other bigger cities in the city of Illinois that he can report on. But this one was intriguing, and so he stayed with this. But I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far, hit that like button. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, man. Remember, I love y'all. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Until the next time, peace.